Hello? Hey, Kathy, good. How are you?
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20. All the best to the whole team tomorrow in the Tuesday in the Commissioner Cup final.
Yeah, we better get that dub, Kathy. Yeah.
How does one player pull in 1.3 million votes, hijack the WNBA All-Star Game, and turn her loudest haters into an accidental hype squad all before tip-off?
Caitlin Clark received 1,293,526 votes.
This year, Caitlin had 1,293,256 votes, and Nafisa Collier was second with 1,176,020 votes. Hate Caitlin all y'all want. She changed this league for the better.
This wasn't a vote, it was a stampede. Phones buzzed, watch party ballot drives popped up from dorm rooms to retirement homes, and Clark's name racked up 1,293,526 All-Star votes, more than the entire top 30 combined just 2 seasons ago. That tidal wave of support shouted one message: women's basketball finally has its blockbuster headliner.
In 2023, get this, guys, in 2023, the year before Caitlin Clark's arrival, A'ja Wilson received the most fan votes with 95,860 votes. The top 30 players had combined for 1,171,000 votes. Wow. Fewer than Caitlin Clark or Collier got by themselves this time around.
Back in 2023, A'ja Wilson's 95,000 plus votes felt monumental. Today, that number looks like pocket change. Clark beat it 13-fold. The leap from 5-digit applause to 7-digit mania signals a pop culture pivot nobody saw coming. The Clark effect wasn't regional pride, it was coast-to-coast contagion. Small-town Alabama grandmas and Silicon Valley engineers clicked the same button. Even overseas fans piled on, turning a Midwestern guard into a global brand. In every time zone, casual viewers morphed into diehards, refreshing scores they'd once ignored. While fans crowned their queen, fellow players quietly slid Clark to 9th among guards. Her front court teammate, Aaliyah Boston, 9th as well.
I am not surprised that the players ranked her so low. However, I do take it as a sign of disrespect to Caitlin Clark. I know that she hasn't had her greatest season. I also know that she has been out with injury, but there is no person in the world who can convince me that there are 8 better guards than Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. And I also think it's so interesting because if you look closely here, the players have the first, second, third, 2 players tied for 4th, then the 6th, 7th. There is no 8th place guard in this player ranked, and then it goes to 9th, and then there is no 10 or 11, and then it goes to the 12th player rank, and then there's no 13, 14, 15, and then Kelsey Plum has the lowest player rank among guards at 16th. So obviously there are a few other guards in this league that the players ranked higher and they thought that they should have been in WNBA All-Star. Now when you go to the weighted scores, Paige Bueckers actually had a higher weighted score than Caitlin Clark. The fans ranked her at 2, the media ranked her at the 5th best guard, and the players ranked her as the 4th best guard. And huge shout out to Paige Bueckers. She is having a great season, and I feel like she is progressively getting better. However, if you are going to rank Paige Bueckers 5 slots above Caitlin Clark at this point in time, even if we look at the statistics of the 2 of them, it just doesn't make sense.
An identical snub feels less like coincidence and more like coordination. The dissonance is deafening. The rookie who sells out arenas somehow isn't top 5 in her own guild. The WNBA's voting math looks fair on paper. 50% fans, 25% players, 25% media. In reality, that split hands jealous rivals a veto powerful enough to muffle 1.3 million voices. The same colleagues cashing Clark-inspired paychecks can quietly downplay her in the rankings, all under the banner of balanced voting. Fans have every right to feel their mandate was diluted, but fate just handed Clark the perfect comeback.
Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier were named WNBA All-Star captains for this year's WNBA All-Star Game. And if you guys remember, we talked about it in previous videos. There is a new format for this year's All-Star Game, and essentially there are 2 team captains that are hand-selected by fan votes, and then those 2 team captains get to hand-select their teams. Now, this hand selection process will be broadcast live on television. The NBA also tried this format for a few years, but I feel like the players in the NBA, their egos are a little bit too big for the captain pick style of All-Star. So Adam Silver nixed that, but the WNBA is doing it this year. I feel like it is going to get so messy, so dramatic, but I love it. I'm honestly almost more excited for the captains to pick their teams than I even am to see the game.
By finishing atop the fan vote, Clark became an all-star captain alongside Nafisa Collier. On July 8th, live TV will broadcast every pick she makes. Imagine Asia Wilson holding her breath, unsure if the rookie she ranked 9th will draft her first, or leave her twisting on national television. Every choice will expose hidden alliances, cement grudges, and set social feeds ablaze. And as the drama spikes, league owners are counting the cash.
Most All-Star votes of all time, close to 1.3 million. Caitlin Clark had more votes than every single All-Star in 2023 combined. Like, it's not even funny. Not even funny. Not to invest in a man, it just makes sense for her to be captain. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. Leading in turnovers. Well, yeah, look who leads the NBA in turnovers every year. I don't even know who it is, but I can guarantee it's an All-Star. People ain't gonna like this. Turnovers, field goal percentage. Clark picks Aaliyah Boston, Sabrina, Kelsey Mitchell, Alicia Gray. Yeah, I mean, I would assume she's going to pick all of them, and I would assume she's going to pick Paige as well. I would assume Fee Collier doesn't have that much UConn bias because, you know, Gino Auriemma pretends she never went to UConn. For Gino Auriemma, there's all the UConn players, and then there's Fee Collier, like, you know, that was just such a weird one. Maybe it was because they were just disappointing and they lost the streak and everything. But it's like, even coming into the the finals, he went to the game and it was almost like it was Stewie was the player he was going to see. But yeah, it is a really, really interesting one.
This vote surge didn't just break a record, it broke the bank. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert confirmed the league will balloon to 18 teams by 2030, welcoming Cleveland 2028, Detroit 2029, and Philadelphia 2030, each writing a $250 million expansion check. Investors aren't betting on spreadsheets, they're betting on Clark-sparked demand. The Golden State Valkyries sold out every home date before tip-off, proving that fandom travels and pays premium. So where does the revolution roll next? Television ratings are sprinting, merchandise printers are working overtime, and Clark hasn't even suited up for her first All-Star jump ball. She's on pace to shatter viewership records, elevate teammate salaries, and drive corporate dollars into every locker room. The jealous can vote her 9th all they want. Fans already wrote #1 in permanent ink. This story isn't really about one player. It's about your power to reshape an entire sport. If you ride with Clark in the fever, sound off below with CC Record Breaker. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the July 8th draft fireworks. Because when 1.3 million voices unite, even the loudest doubters get drowned out. And this is only the beginning.